Not much of a surprise, but Kamala Harris, the junior senator from California who has been in office for 2 years. So, like former President Barack Obama, she has decided to run for president in the Senate, being in the Senate only for 2 years. I don't particularly have a huge issue with somebody running for president that doesn't have a ton of elected experience. But I do have an issue with Kamala Harris. And sorry, I know you're not allowed in this society to not be for a woman who's also African American. I know it is literally not allowed. It's blasphemy to critique Kamala Harris. It's racist. It's sexist. It's blasphemy. It's one of the 10 Commandments not to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Because frankly, honestly, you could just tell right away what Kamala Harris is about. So if you haven't seen it, here is Kamala Harris's announcement video. It is, oh God, I don't even know what to say about this, but here we go.
Truth, justice, decency, equality, freedom, democracy. These aren't just words. They're the values we as Americans cherish, and they're all on the line now. The future of our country depends on you and millions of others lifting our voices to fight for our American values. That's why I'm running for President of the United States. I'm running to lift those voices, to bring our voices together. So please join me in Oakland on Sunday, January 27th, and go to kamalaharris.org to join our campaign. Let's do this together. Let's claim our future for ourselves, for our children, and for our country. I'll see you in Oakland.
I gotta give it to her. You know, the colors were very bold. The music was very, funky and fun. It was, got me very excited. Let me tell you. Nothing really in there about what we should do as president or anything other than platitudes. Kind of reminded me of this other candidate. Her name was Hillary Clinton, Stronger Together. And really what you saw at Kamala Harris in that video is what the consultants tell candidates from Kamala Harris to Beto O'Rourke to these folks is, buzzwords. Throw out some buzzwords. So democracy, humanity, equality, all these things. Throw out some, nice buzzwords, bright colors, form a narrative, for our future, for our children. Actually, apparently her campaign slogan is for the people, which is interesting. So for the people, Kamala Harris. Well, that video was kind of void of most, anything called policy. So let's see if the piece, she wrote a piece on Medium. Kamala Harris, I'm running for president, she writes. Decency, justice, truth, equality, freedom, democracy. Oh my God, I love it. I love these buzzwords. I'm so inspired. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. These aren't just words. They're the values we as Americans cherish. Right now, they're all on the line. Oh, so obviously we see she's pitting this as suddenly America has become awful under Trump. It was just dandy before Trump. We face the greatest crisis of leadership we've seen in our lifetimes, and powerful voices are filling the void, sowing hate and division among us. So I guess she's, without saying it, basically saying right now is the greatest crisis of leadership, not, cowboy George W. Bush and Darth Vader, Dick Cheney, who invaded a country on false pretenses, and 4,000 American soldiers died. But I mean, the estimates are all over the place, but hundreds of thousands of Iraqis died or wounded. But it's Trump. He's the worst. And don't get me wrong, Trump is terrible, but we already see what she's doing with this this phrasing and this strategy and this messaging, we're at an unprecedented pinnacle because of Trump. We've witnessed an administration that aligns itself with dictators and refers to white supremacists as very fine people. They've torn babies from their mother's arms and put children in cages. So, dare I, I'm going to be attacked. Jordan, stop with the whataboutism. But, Trump's not exactly the first American president to align himself with dictators. Dare I bring up President Barack Obama meeting with the King of Jordan, Barack Obama meeting with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, or the United States in gross efforts at regime change, basically toppling democratically elected leaders to insert our chosen dictator who's a little bit more friendly to our business interests. So, Kamala Harris, you gotta look up your history. Sorry, I know that's racist and sexist of me to say, but you gotta look up your history. Because President Trump, not the first one to throw his arms around dictators. They've slashed taxes for corporations and the wealthiest among us, placing the burden on the middle class. They've actively fought against efforts to combat climate change. Time and again, they've sabotaged our country's health care, and they've attacked our free and independent press at every turn. We know America is better than this, but it's on us to build it. We're gonna have to fight for it. Woo! This is our fight song. Take back my life song. I'm ready to take on that fight alongside you. That's why today I am proud to announce that I'm running for president of the United States. I want to be clear, ours will not be a campaign against our current president. It will be a campaign for the very future of our country, for the people. We're a couple paragraphs in, not one mention of policy, but definitely a lot of mention of buzzwords and consultant drivel, because consultants are putting these words in her mouth. Together, we will fight for a country with strong public schools in every zip code. A country where one job is enough to pay the bills. A country with full universal health care for every single American. Oh, I've heard this before. Together, we will fight for our country, where getting a college education doesn't mean taking on a lifetime of debt, where middle class and working families are prioritized with tax breaks, not corporations or the wealthiest 1%, where every single person can retire with dignity, where every single person can breathe clean air and drink clean water, where black women aren't 3 to 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than white women, a country where for-profit prison businesses, $1 billion industry are a thing of the past. That's interesting, because her record as California Attorney General wasn't exactly so on the side of justice, but we'll get to that. We're going to fight for an America where all our civil rights are respected. We're going to seek truth and speak truth. That's my promise to you. Ours is a fight born of optimism, of the promise of what our country could become if we unite behind a common cause. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to earn your vote and, most importantly, your trust. And our campaign will not take a dime from corporate PACs who have gamed our political system. Help us build the foundation for a movement that will win in November 2020 and beyond by donating $10 or more today. Oh, Kamala. So, Kamala Harris announces her run for presidency, doesn't particularly say much of anything on what she would do as president, why is she qualified to be president, why is she different than, say, Bernie Sanders or anybody else. But, a lot of words. Big words.